The next player SBC is going to be Zaniolo, the rule breaker that just keeps on giving. From a 78 rated rare all the way up to an 85. Great dynamic on him, and I think probably one of the only players that I actually like this dynamic with, just because obviously normally you get the white shirt, it just doesn't look nice, but obviously a little bit of colour, can't argue with that. Really nice on the rule breaker. Obviously the purple, green and red looking really fantastic for Roma, and honestly doesn't look a bad card from the base. His two SBCs, he was coming under just 50k when I finished him. He's now kind of settling around about the 57k mark, which, to be honest, for an 85, another Italian going into my Italian squad, and then also a Serie A squad. So it's looking pretty nice. Left-footed, he's 6'3", which I really didn't expect. And in terms of the upgrade, we've had a plus on his passing, on his shooting, pace, dribbling, and physicality, and then we've had a decrease on his defending, which, as a cam, not really too fussed about. It is a 4 on his pace, 8 on his shooting, 17 on his passing, which is massive, 7 dribbling, and 3 physicality. So bear that in mind. We've had flair and injury prone as his two traits, and this is the stats we are working with. So in chemistry style wise, before we have a look anywhere further, people are asking for the hunter, which, to be honest, does absolute wonders. It turns him into a 91 cam overall, 97 pace, 89 shooting. That is definitely a bit of me. We are going for that one. In terms of the stats then, so obviously with the hunter, we're looking at a plus 10 increase on his pace. That would be 96 acceleration and 98 sprint speed. Absolutely class, especially for someone who's 6'3". Obviously the shooting, the top 4 stats look pretty good. With a hunter, I can imagine they go all above 90, which they do, bar from the long shots. We don't get anything there. Vision's good, short pass good, even long passes, to be honest, is not terrible. Curve is about average. I knew there'd be a little thing with this card. Composure 76. What is going on? Honestly, this is 2 for 2 cards that I've been reviewing, and honestly, the composure is absolutely shot. I just wish it was above 80. 80 and I'd be absolutely happy. I know on his 78 we only have 70 composure, so it has gone up by a plus 6, but I just think he needs that 80. We will still go with him. Obviously, that always kind of sways an opinion on a card, because we know in the vital moments that could crop up and really hinder his game. But we'll go with a fresh kind of blanket with him and see how he goes with it. Obviously, the rest of his dribbling stats look absolutely fantastic, all above 85, which is always gravy to me. Great strength on him. Aggression's nice. 80 stamina. I can't argue. I think a well-balanced card right here with the hunter looks absolutely spectacular in that cam roll. I can imagine going forward he is going to be quite a big threat. So let's jump into Zaniolo and see, is he worth 50,000 coins? Zaniolo, we're going to pick the ball up, see what we can get with him. We can see Aubameyang just wanting that play, but unfortunately we do turn the wrong way again. Zaniolo, little flicks, you love to see it from him. He's going to try and go for one from range. He's let a rip, and yeah, it's not the greatest shot in the world. Zaniolo picking up the ball. He's a weird card. It's just weird seeing him at 6'3". Just doesn't seem like he should be that tall. I don't know. I've personally not seen him like a lot in games, so it is kind of weird to see somebody that you think is going to be smaller. I do think the SBC is pretty much worth it, I'd say, to be honest. I would say he's worth it. 50,000 coins really isn't that much. We found the long shot here. Ooh. Wow, okay, well, how on earth did that ball come out back here? But I think 50,000 coins in terms of an SBC at this point in the game, 85 rated, will go into the Italian team and a Serie A squad. I think it's just a lovely club collector's kind of dream there. Obviously, he's not going to necessarily go into main teams, and that is kind of more... We know that's not going to be the case, because we've had so many main team players already, most of them going to be gold at the moment, and I think in terms of Serie A, I don't know how many people are going to be rocking a Serie A team as their main, especially when we've got the likes of Neymar and Messi both coming in at 1 million coins for both of them. That for me would definitely sway my opinion straight away if I was to have them coins. But I think for me, I think Zaniolo is a nice card. I don't think necessarily he's the greatest cam that we're going to get. There is definitely going to be better, so if you are holding out for maybe a stronger starting 11, then obviously yes, then that is going to happen at some point, and this won't be the best card card for very much longer, and we will do the comparison obviously as we do at the end of the review in terms of what other Serie A players would you go with and who would be in that midfield. We're going to find the ball over to him again, and he's gleefully going to throw one in there. Good challenge from Zaniolo. Got him again, going for that strength element, but Digne is going to get the better of him. He is kind of more of, obviously, a cam rather than kind of a CM, so I would kind of neglect that CM role for him and kind of just literally put him up top, and I think he's going to do absolute wonders for you. I've not really seen too much on his shooting, but I think it is just kind of that natural. We've got a lot of players that we're kind of using as attackers, and it is going to be natural that he may not get the full spotlight with, obviously, some of the players that we've got, like, for instance, Neymar. Oh, but Neymar has. Zaniolo's going to finish it, but Neymar with a finesse that just had to try it, and Donnarumma was unable to, but his post managed to save him, and there it is, a lovely tap-in for the Italian. Lovely strength from him. I must admit, I wasn't really paying attention too much there, but I realised chest, touch, gets it away. You can't argue with that. Solid effort from Zaniolo. Really putting a shift in here. Want to go for that outrageous long shot. So then going into Zaniolo's overall review then. We're looking at 55,000 coins, 50 and 53. So roughly around about 45 to 55. In terms of the two SBCs that you've got to do, one in-form and an 83 rated squad with one Roma player and an 84 with one Italian player. Nothing really too testing here. Again, I would be kind of looking at the cheapest players on the market and kind of just thinking, who do I have in my team? Obviously, you want to try and link as many players as you've got as possible. You want to be looking at 85s, as that kind of allows you to lower the rating a little bit more. You can go and put a few more 83s in there, and the extra little bit of coins that you can save might actually be beneficial. That is for mainly the 84 rated SBC. I think 83 rated SBC you should be able to do pretty easily. Obviously, unless you've completely rinsed your club out of everybody. But I think he's a nice card. I do think, as a card collector or somebody who's building their club in terms of, I've got like a Prem, a Ligue 1, a Serie A, an Italian, a German, a French squad, then that is a solid card to get. Obviously, in terms of the Italians kind of going here, before we move into the Serie A, in terms of them, if you kind of discount icons, if you've done Verratti, fantastic. Obviously, you've got Tonali as a very nice buy there. Same as Locatelli. He's not necessarily incredible, but for right now, a solid card. Barella, very nice indeed. And then obviously you've got Zaniolo. So I think for me, he's definitely in the midfield in terms of an Italian. Obviously Verratti with a shadow is very good DM. Barella's a very nice kind of box-to-box sort of midfielder. And Zaniolo's the cam. I think most definitely you've got a lovely little setup there at this moment in time, if again you discount any icons. In terms of a Serie A midfield, this is where it gets a little bit more interesting because we do have more players here. So you've got Kessie, a wonderful DM. Obviously you're not comparing them, but you're trying to build the midfield. So we've got Kessie, Vidal. Obviously then you've still got Barella kind of just chilling as an 86, but obviously we're looking for more of a cam sort of role, and I think he's probably the better one. Obviously, if you do go into the centre forwards, you do have a Dybala who you may wanted to kind of whack in as a cam, and I think then you are looking at maybe somebody who is better. Obviously, I don't think anybody else. I think you've got, realistically, if you're looking at a standard, say 4-3-3, you're looking at a Di Natale up front, or even a 4-2-3-1, so you can have the three cams, a striker. You're looking at Di Natale, you're looking at potentially Simeone, Arnautovic, Dybala's up there, and then probably looking more DMs as Kessie, Barella as maybe a box-to-box. Zaniolo definitely comes into the equation at some point, but it all depends on who else you've got as well. Obviously, Vidal is a very nice box-to-box also, or even a more of a DM if you want that shadow on. So you have got a lot of competition, and I think he's definitely in the question at the moment. But the real question is, how long for? Does he have a week? Does he have 2, maybe 3? It all depends on the Serie A objectives and obviously special cards that do come out. But I don't think he'll have long. I think the 76 composure is going to be a massive thing that really holds him back, alongside obviously only having a 3-star. Everything else in the card, it's fantastic. We whacked the hunter on him. He's got wonderful pace. He's obviously already got strength and heading to some extent. I know the stats don't read it, but 6'3", manages to get his head on stuff anyway, and then obviously has wonderful passing as well. It is mainly them two things that are really letting him down, which unfortunately isn't anything that we can change right now. now. Hopefully in the future, maybe we find a better card, a better version of this card. So for right now, I'm going to have to give him a solid 7.5 out of 10. He's worth the SBC for right now, but if you are looking to maybe make the strongest Serie A or Italian XI, I do think there'll be somebody else coming along very, very soon with an objective or an SBC, or even in just the promo team. I guarantee it that we find somebody literally next week that we just find, and it's like, okay, well, Zaniolo is out of the squad now. But if you did enjoy, let me know down below. Make sure you check out the 2 screens that are just coming up. We're going to put 2 Serie A player reviews in there for you. Check them out now. Peace.